Hello fans of BlackThornProd, my name is Alex Benton. I am a game developer with a degree in game design engineering from University of Silicon Valley, formerly Cogswell Polytechnic College. Since the game was already practically finished, I decided to focus more on polish and content rather than adding in new mechanics or features. I started by tweaking the view model so that it wouldn't clip through the environment. This was a pretty quick fix and it didn't take me too much time, but I think it adds a lot. Then I decided to implement UI to display exactly which monsters the player will be facing against when dueling a trainer. This adds a significant amount of strategy to the game, as before you were essentially going in blind with no way to change course midway through without dying. I'm especially happy with how this feature turned out, and I made sure to design it so that it would work with any number of monsters in the roster, no matter how many, even though the current trainers only have 3 monsters in their roster. Next up, I fixed the monster wandering. Now they actually turn to face where they're looking, and I fixed their point selecting to use local coordinates instead of the global coordinates, which was causing them to all go in the same direction, and I refactored the logic to improve the overall performance. I also polished up the monster capture effect to add a little bit more game feel. I went ahead and recolored the torches to add some theming to the arenas. It didn't take long to realize that the previous devs had been planning to stick a boss of some kind into the castle at the end of the map, so I copied one of the trainers, scaled them way up, and gave them a larger arsenal of monsters to fight with. After looking into the monster's materials, I realized that it would be very easy to add more monsters, and so I did. I created an elite variant of each monster type, as well as an extra one which shows up as the final boss. I gave each elite monster a fresh material and buffed stats, as well as a totally unique icon since I totally know how the previous developer made these ones. I wanted to make it a little bit more challenging to find the elite monsters as opposed to the regular ones, and so I added a basic rarity system to make the weaker ones spawn more often than the more powerful ones. At some point, the camera system for controlling the monsters completely fell apart. I spent a good hour or two trying to track down the cause of this problem, but eventually I just had to leave it alone in the hopes that whoever picks up the project next would be able to deal with it. I did make some progress towards solving it, and I left a few comments to hopefully prevent others from wasting as much time on it as I did.